afternoon, my dear children. Welcome back to your most favorite English class. Myself, your English teacher, Miss Mamta. Today, I am back with a very interesting prose topic. A very beautiful story by William Shakespeare, the great renowned playwright. Okay, before we begin, I want you all to see a few pictures. Did you see the pictures? Right? Okay. So you must have guessed by now that we are going to do something on the beautiful relationship of a father and a child. Personally, myself, I am totally a father's girl, a daddy's little princess. My most favorite person in this entire world has to be my dad. Okay, let us all begin with today's chapter, and the name of the chapter is Daughter's Love. It is written by William Shakespeare. I'm going to start by reading the chapter. As I read, I'll start explaining. Okay, this chapter is a very beautiful chapter which shows the love, the kindness and the bond between a father and his daughter. Let's read. Many years ago, there was a king in England called Lear. He was a wise and generous king who had ruled over his kingdom for many years. But he was becoming old. He felt it was time to pass on his kingdom to his daughters. One day, King Lear decided to ask his three daughters a question. The two eldest daughters, Goneril and Regan, lied to their father. "Well, dears, tell me how much you love me." One says, "Sir, you are dearer to me than my eyesight or life. No child has ever loved her father more than I love you. I am the happiest when I am able to serve you," says the second daughter. Cordelia was Lear's youngest daughter. Now it was her turn to express her love for her father. She says, What can you say to deserve your share of the kingdom, Cordelia?" asks King Lear. She says, "I love you as I should, neither more nor less." The king gets angry, says, "You better mend that speech, Cordelia, or you may lose your fortune." Cordelia says, "My lord, you are my father. You have cared for me, fed me, and loved me. Thus, I obey you, love you, and greatly honor you." Okay, our story now has a beginning. Once upon a time, there was a king. His name was Lear. King Lear. King Lear was a king. Okay, and he had three daughters: Cordelia, Regan, and Goneril. So he had three daughters: Cordelia, Regan, and Goneril. Okay, so the story begins with King Lear, who's becoming very old. And as he becomes old, he decides that he has a very big empire, a very big kingdom. And now he wants to divide that kingdom amongst his three daughters. He wants them to have an equal share of the kingdom. Okay? But he decides to ask them a simple question. In order to get their share of the kingdom, the king, King Lear, he wants to ask them a single question, a very, very simple one. He simply asks them to show him how much they love him. Okay? So he asks them to show him, to tell him in words how much they love him. Okay? Now, one of them, Goneril, she said, no child has ever loved her father more than I love you. Okay, so she simply wants to cook up stories in front of her father. So she uses generous words and tries to impress her father. The next one, who is Regan, she tells, I am the happiest when I am able to serve you. Again, she also wants to impress her father. So she says, I'm the happiest when I am able to serve you. Now the last one, who is Cordelia. She is true to herself. She loves her father dearly. And even King Lear knows that Cordelia is the one who loves him the most. So when he asks her, she tells him that I love you as a daughter should love her father. Neither more, neither less. Okay? So obviously how much we love our parents, I don't think so any words can justify it. No words is aptly enough to show how much we love our parents. Okay? They are the ones whom we love the most in this entire world. They are our absolute favorite human being in this entire world. Okay? So Cordelia is no less, she loves her father the most. Okay? But what happens? King Lear, he becomes really angry. Okay? And he tells Cordelia, mind your words. Okay? If you do not want to lose your share of kingdom, please tell me how much you love me. So she tells him that you care for me, you have protected me, you have loved me since childhood. I love you as much as I could. Okay? Now, what happens in the next part of the chapter? King Lear found it hard to believe that Cordelia had really only felt a sense of duty towards him. He had thought that she loved him greatly. So now he says, if this is the truth, then you get nothing from me. You are no longer a daughter of mine. I will divide your share of the kingdom between Goneril and Regan. I disown you. Okay? So King Lear, he becomes very, very angry with Cordelia. He feels that Cordelia is only showing a certain amount of love towards him, that she only feels a sense of duty or a sense of respect towards her father. Okay? And that she doesn't love him dearly. He feels very offended. He feels very, very bad. And what he does is, he instructs her that now she loses her part of the kingdom. Okay? That he is going to divide Cordelia's share amongst Regan and Goneril. So he's going to give the share which was actually belonging to Cordelia to the other two princesses, that is Regan and Goneril. Okay? So he disowns Cordelia, that is, he doesn't want to keep any relationship with her. He removes her out of his kingdom. He tells her, go away. I disown you. That is, from today onwards, I am having no relationship with you. Neither am I your dad, nor are you my daughter. Okay? So there's a big, huge fight which goes on in the kingdom, because of which Cordelia is disowned by King Lear. Okay, children, today we are only going to do the first half of the chapter. I hope you will enjoy this beautiful story of William Shakespeare. Do you know, like I told you, William Shakespeare is a great author. He's also a very renowned poet, and he is a great actor as well as a playwright. And he has written wonderful plays. I'm sure you must have heard about Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth and Hamlet, right? So these are famous stories of William Shakespeare. I'm sure you must read it. It's really very, very important and imperative for you in order to learn good English. Okay, these are treasured books, and if you can get a chance to get a hand on any of these copies, please grab it. Okay, children, that's all for today. Now, before we wind up, we're going to be learning certain new words and a small assignment for you. Thank you, children. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Kingdom, generous, light, express, fortune, honor, duty, disown. Assignment. Do you think Goneril and Regan loved their father? If yes, justify your answer. Thank you.